There are literally hundreds of different ways to invest your retirement money. There's value investing, target date fund, hedge fund followers, there's dividend investing, there's international investing, there's just holding stocks and bonds. And then you've got a whole conglomerate and mix of each one of those different styles. Honestly, it's pretty overwhelming. However, one popular strategy that I continue to see time and time again is dividend investing. Today, we're going to talk about what dividend investing is, some popular dividend stocks and ETFs, and then we're going to talk about some disadvantages to dividend investing. But before we get into it, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below. So what is a dividend and why do companies pay dividends? So a dividend by definition is a payment that is a distribution of a company's profits to its shareholders. Generally, most companies pay out this dividend quarterly. However, there is one that I'm going to talk about that pays out monthly. For example, let's say you owned 100 shares of XYZ stock and they were each valued at $10 per share. You invested $1,000 and that XYZ stock had a 3% dividend yield. So over the course of the year, there would be a 3% per share dividend yield. Over the course of the year, you get paid $30 for holding those stocks in your investment portfolio. Now, like I said earlier, generally these are paid out quarterly. So it's not 3% each dividend payment, it's 3% annually. A 3% annual dividend may not seem like a lot, but if you add that over time and if you are investing in quality dividend stocks, the capital appreciation on the stock alone plus a 3% dividend can outperform potentially the S&P 500, and you've seen some stocks do that. And another thing, just because the dividend is 3% this year does not mean that it's going to be 3% next year. Some stocks that I'm about to get into have grown their dividend for over 50 plus years in a row. So that means just by holding this stock in your portfolio, you are continuing to grow the dividend as well. So let's get into some popular dividend stocks and ETFs. I'm obviously not going to name all of them. There's a great list if you followed the link below that goes into a lot of the top performing dividend stocks when you combine value appreciation as well as dividends. Just to highlight a few, the first one I want to talk about is Warren Buffett's favorite, Coca-Cola. They have increased their dividend for 61 years in a row. So they not only make the soda, Coca-Cola, that everybody knows and might love, but they also own brands such as Minute Maid, Powerade, and Vitamin Water. They currently have a dividend yield of 2.97%, which has an annual yield of about $1.84 per share. And as you can see, the capital appreciation from that stock alone is something I invest in personally. I'm not necessarily looking at this stock for the dividend, but the dividend is just a bonus in holding Coca-Cola stock. The second one that I want to talk about, and they're known as a dividend king, is P&G or Proctor Gamble. P&G, they have increased their annual dividend for a consecutive 66 years, so 5 years longer than Coca-Cola has. If you don't know, they make everyday essential products like toilet paper and laundry detergent, and they're one of those stocks that are known as recession-proof just because of their product offering. Now, no stock is recession-proof. Everybody has effects during a recession, but they currently have a yield of 2.41%, which equates out to $3.76 per share. Now, the last of the three that I'm going to cover is Realty Income, or O. It's their ticker symbol. This one's a little bit more unique than the first two in that they are a REIT or a real estate investment trust. But what makes them unique as well is that they have a monthly dividend payout. So yes, you can get paid monthly to hold this stock in your portfolio. They've increased their dividend payout for a consecutive 30 years. Their current dividend yield is a little bit higher than the previous two at 4.99%, which yields about $3.07 per share. Now, one thing to note about this is that if you compare the charts to Coca-Cola or Realty Income, you might not see the same capital appreciation that you see in like a Coca-Cola stock, but it is a dividend stock that pays you out monthly to hold it in your portfolio. And if you don't want to hold an individual stock, two of my favorite ETFs to hold are both Vanguard funds, one of them being VIG, VIG, and the other one being VYM. They have a little bit of a difference between them, where one focuses on capital appreciation as well as a dividend, and then the other one focuses on a high dividend yield. So VYM has the high dividend yield, and it's got a yield of 3.04, which yields about $3.34 per share. Or VIG focuses on the dividends as well as capital appreciation, and they have a yield of 1.87% or $3.11 per share. Things that you need to watch out for when you are looking for dividend stocks are a high dividend yield. Just because it's a high dividend yield does not mean it's a quality dividend stock. Stocks with high dividend yield could be a result of a falling stock price, which personally is something that I don't want to invest in. I don't think you would want to invest in a stock where their dividend might be really high, but the stock price itself is falling. So make sure you don't just select dividend stocks based on their yield alone. To avoid that is make sure you do your research on dividend stocks. The link that I have in the description and comments below is a great place to start. That has some of the top performing dividend stocks where you can look at the history, the amount of years that they've increased their annual dividend, and the dividend payout itself. So I am by no means a tax expert, but I will say there are some different tax implications with dividend investing and dividend stocks. Now it depends also on how you're going to take that. Are you going to take it as income, or are you going to reinvest it? Are they held in tax advantaged accounts? If they're not, make sure you understand that some of them are treated as ordinary income and will be taxed at your marginal tax rate. So understand the taxes and the implications behind investing in dividend stocks. Make sure you do all of your research before you develop your own investing strategy. If dividend investing is correct for you, great. Dividend investing has been the favorite for a lot of people over the course of time. So I don't think you can go wrong with dividend investing. Like I said, the link in the description below points you to a list of a lot of great dividend stocks. If you have any questions, comment down below. But if not, please like this video, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you in the next one.